So my friends and friends, I just wanted to show you one very interesting video on narcissistic abuse, as you might guess. No more light. Two ways. On a narcissistic abuse. And this is very important. What we're going to see now.
Victims of narcissistic abuse can't go to their mum and say, Mary did this to me wildly. And what's the mum going to do? The mum is going to be like, are you sure? Every relationship has its ups and downs. Look at me and your father, blah, blah, blah. It becomes secondary gaslighting. So normal human civilization will gaslight you on behalf of the narcissist because nobody wants to believe how evil and corrupt a human being can truly be and how damaging the relationship can be. It's anathema to our sense of civilization. So you can't talk to your mum about it.
Yeah.
You can't talk to your friends about it. Your friends are going to give you horrible advice and they won't understand and they'll disbelieve you. And even if they don't say, I don't believe you, you'll see it in their eyes. Like I did. Like my friends are looking at me going, sure, dude.
Sure.
It's a goal. Obviously something's gone on here and I'm sure you feel hurt, but it's not what you're saying it is. You can talk on communities, certain communities, carefully, and you can talk to a qualified therapist.
What should we do after the breakup and the narcissist starts telling lies about you and things you didn't do to your friends and co-workers? Rely on people's intelligence and your good standing with them. Only very stupid people or people who always resented you would believe or pretend in bad faith to believe. Those people will believe lies about you that sound totally out of character without questioning the source. I found that the only people who can come close to understanding what I've been through is another victim of narcissistic abuse. It's shocking how many people have and are going through it. My parents both said, I have no problem with him, but you know what he did? You know they abuse them. I have no problem with him. He was always nice to me. Only a person who has been through it, as you have, will believe it and truly understand you. I call those individuals mirrors. A woman my age I met during my master's degree became my mirror and now is one of my closest friends and supporter. We left our husbands almost at the same time. It's horrifying. But he bought you all those nice things. Oh. 100%. I feel so alone because of this. We all do. Most of us. We all do. And we don't know. Either we have to speak about that, either not, because most of people won't believe us because we already experienced that. Whenever talking to someone, saying the story, our story, people will say, oh, but he was such a nice person. He was such a nice guy, such an amazing, You don't know this person. And he wasn't even your friend, because he has no friends. So true. Wish I knew this a few years ago. Was gaslighted by all my friends. The only person who truly understood the subject matter was my mother, who, unfortunately, had to endure the same times and 100. I had almost the same situation, and I decided to shut up about the situations that was going on because it doesn't matter anymore, and because I don't want to give the attention to this person, and I don't want to give attention to concentrate on this situation. That's what I saw in some of your comments, that I'm concentrated on negative aspects. I am not. Otherwise, you would be hearing stories every single day, and it's gonna be 1 hour. It would be 1 hour video for 1 year, with all the story, with all the everything I felt, with everything. No, you're not gonna see it here. Me, I'm just trying to help the people who have doubts, whether they're going through narcissistic abuse or not, and whether they can speak about that or not. And you can speak about that, even if no one is going to believe you. Every little drop will make a change. Just be sure you are being honest. And be sure you have some evidence. Otherwise, it's really hard. It's gonna be really hard for you. It's gonna be hard times for you. But do not stay silent, because you're gonna ruin this way your own self. My mom was helping me all way long with all the situation, but she was telling me that you have to leave, you have to run away. But I didn't want to, because I thought, oh no, it's maybe it's okay. But my mom was, she saw it all. She saw what was going on. She heard those phone calls. She heard she saw the situation when the person broke into my house, and she was still patient, and she didn't judge me, but she didn't gaslight me, and it's really rare. Because my mom saw what's going on, but she was trying not to judge me, but she gave me her opinion. She told me that you have to run away as soon as possible, because what you're doing to yourself is horrifying, it's super bad. You're killing yourself by that, and you can be killed. So she didn't sleep until 4 a.m. until I go back home, but it wasn't like every time, because she was afraid. And every time now I'm going out, I'm going to school, or I'm going to gym, she's afraid. She's scared for me, and she's having this. She can see my where I am by Apple Maps, and I'm fine with that because I have nothing to hide. But at least she's calm, and she knows that, because she was the only one who supported me on this situation. Other people, they were like, and other people, I didn't talk to other people, like really, I couldn't say all the situation because it was embarrassing for me, because it was like I allowed it to happen, and now it's my burden. Other people also, they supported me, but they don't know the situation, because I have no power. I cannot say that. I cannot talk about that, because it's really something awful. That's it. So sometimes it's parents, but sometimes you have narcissistic parents, so sometimes it's really complicated. One of the hardest things is being so alone in it. Even your dearest loved ones couldn't possibly understand unless they've lived it. Not for the lack of love and care, but because it's so complex. It's really complex. No one can feel what you feel. It's so damaging. It is impossible to comprehend. There's more obvious behaviors, of course, but it's often the subtle but purposeful abuse that no one sees that's the most dangerous. It keeps you confused and almost paralyzed. If our brains struggle to make sense of the extreme madness, how can anyone else's? Yes, we cannot judge people. We cannot judge people who cannot understand this. Just the thing is that some people don't know how to behave in this kind of situation. They're trying their best to help you. They're trying their best to give their advice, but from their own point of view. Those people might never suffer from narcissistic abuse. Those people might be themselves narcissists, so they might be triggered, and they might be giving you awful advices. So it's only you, it's only probably psychiatrists who is specialized on narcissistic abuse or narcissistic victims, narcissistic abuse victims. That's what I am doing. That's what I am specialized on. So this kind of specialists, therapists, psychologists who specialize especially on narcissistic abuse and narcissistic personality disorder, this is the answer. Because be sure, some of the therapists, some of the psychologists, even psychiatrists, they even them, they will try to gaslight you into thinking that the problem was you. They will justify the narcissist because narcissists are so charming. They are so freaking charming. I'm telling you. No one can feel what you feel. It's so damaging. It's impossible to comprehend. There's more obvious behaviors, of course, but it's often the subtle but purposeful abuse. Purposeful abuse. Because sometimes we can be triggered by something, and but we can feel like not feel abused, because abuse is it's another word. It's really like abuse is abuse. We cannot justify it, but sometimes we can be hurt by someone's behavior, and it doesn't mean that it's an abuse. It doesn't mean that the person is a narcissist. So don't mix that. Don't mix that. Either read a lot, either watch a lot of educational videos, and read people experiences. That's why I started this thing, to read the comments, to figure out what is the main pattern, how many common points we can find here, and maybe we will find an answer. Because the thing is that for the moment there is no answer. We don't know how to cure narcissistic personality disorder. And people with narcissistic personality disorder, they are not like bad people, evil people. They are like this, their behavior is. But themselves, do you really think that they are like pieces of garbage? It's not always that. It's sometimes really disorder, and they don't take responsibility for that because they don't want to, they cannot, and etc. etc. But it's really a complex question. That's why my channel is just on this question, mostly on this question, because I have to figure out, I want to figure out, I want to write books on that. I want to be a therapist. I want to help people because there were no one to help me. There were no one who really knew this situation. And I would be probably dead already if I didn't read, if I didn't find some people like you see on Reels that I'm showing you every time and with comments. If I didn't see that, I would be desperate. I would think that the problem is always me. It's me, the problem. Yes, sure thing, I agreed to some things, to some, like I went further, and it went out to be, it turned out to be like a nightmare. But still, it's not always your fault, and it's not always their fault. So you have to see the nuances. You have to figure it out. I have to figure it out. We all have to figure it out. If we want to heal, if we want to be better people, and if we don't want to get into abusive relationships, because it's real, it's very common, and a lot of murders happening every single year, every single day, worldwide. And we don't want that for us. We don't want bad things for our children, because it affects our children as well, very much. So let's carry on. Yeah, I finished this comment. If you haven't been abused by a narcissistic personality, a person with NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, you will never understand what it's like. It's impossible to explain to someone. It is impossible to explain to someone. When you explain the situation that was happening and the things that this person were telling you, or demanding or requiring, people not gonna believe that, because it's so diabolical, it's so crazy, it's so like it. And sometimes even you think, you have to rethink if it's really happened. Like, but then I open my tablet, I open my MacBook, where I have all the recordings, all the screenshots of the dialogues when the person was threatening me. So even if someone ever will tell me something that it's not true, it's too crazy, I have an evidence. I have. The isolation is the worst part, and I have learned even after escaping that the only people who truly understand are the people who have experienced that. Yes. If you have never experienced it, you truly don't understand it. Who can blame them? We didn't recognize it before we experienced it. True. Because we fell for it. We fell for it. And we fell for the same manipulations they're now falling for. So experience. But I prefer to experience things by reading, by watching something, not by experiencing some good things. I prefer to experience myself. But when it's this, but I fell for that too. I'm a romantic person. I used to be. People who haven't, okay. It is their charm. It's the wildest thing. My first therapist was the first to wake me up to my reality. And when my husband sat in on one of my sessions, he successfully turned her against me. This I know. I heard a lot of the situations. They're so charming, so they can turn your therapist against you, even though your therapist knew before that the person you are with, is a narcissist. He claimed he was lonely and sad, and my therapist stayed it up. Oh, that's what I fell for too. She said empathetically, I can hear it in your voice. And when I wanted to speak, she snapped at me, listen to me, and you cannot interrupt people. And well, if you're so unhappy, why are you still there? This is actually what you're gonna hear a lot from narcissists. If you are unhappy, why are you still there? And you're staying. you freaking stay. But whenever you want to walk away, you are not allowed to. It's gonna be a nightmare. This is the same lady who just weeks ago, before meeting him, advised me to run because I'm being abused. So, if I'm being abused, how did you empathize with my abuser and then hate me? I cannot say, like, it's gonna be really it's not gonna be smart, like, but no, it comes both way. It can be woman, it can be man. But maybe this lady was just charmed by this guy, this gentleman, your ex. I hope it's ex, and yeah, and she was trying to charm him back. Maybe she was a narcissist too. That's why she recognized easily the patterns. I was talking of the emotional toll and isolation to a friend, and she said, "Whose fault is that? It's also on you to reach out to people. You're also in charge of your feelings. Your feelings are hurt because you let it get hurt." Yeah, this is why people don't open up. Well, your friend is right or not. We have to grow up. We have to also control and control what we let into our lives, who we let into our lives, let enter into our lives, and our reactions is also sometimes we can control them, not all of them, not in the moments where we are in the danger, but most of the time we can choose how to start our day. We can choose. We still have choice. We have it. So it depends on the context. I don't know the context of the situation or the conversation with a friend, but with a narcissist you just have to run away. It's true, but the problem is that it's really dangerous, and we understand that it's dangerous. We understand that whenever we try to run away, they're gonna pull this sugar show, and it's really gonna be complicated. It's kind of complicated to run away, because if you say to everyone there's no way for you to go back, but when you're not sure if you really want to, it's a complicated process. So for those who don't understand victims of narcissistic abuse, you'd rather just support people. Just support. Even if you think that what they're saying is a BS, but not complete BS, but just let them talk. Let them talk to you. Maybe it's gonna be easier. You cannot control what they're doing, what they feel. Sometimes you cannot control your actions and what you feel in your feelings. So just be a good friend, because if they're talking about that to you, it's because they are suffering. It's because now it's the only thing that's on their mind. I was lucky. My family and friends begged me to leave for years, and when I finally did leave, they were instrumental in me not going back. My daughter saw right through him. Cool. This is good. This is a happy ending, I guess. But it's not always happy ending. The worst part of abuse is that the majority of people don't truly believe or support you. It's a whole other level of trauma. And then the world will tell you that you must forgive to heal, and they wonder why you are high alert and have trust issues. I don't have to forgive. I have to heal for me, but forgive? No. No. Never gonna happen. After everything, never gonna happen. You completely isolate, you forget what it feels like to simply make new friends. Being alone seems like the safer option, while you watch your worlds and everything you built over 2 decades completely fall apart. Save yourself. No one is coming to save you. Save your breath. No one will believe you. There's a God, he saw it all. The universe has unforgettable memory and never forgets an address. Your people will hear you when you're silent. They will show you grace. They will hold a safe space. You'll never forget those who heard you in the silence of darkness and gave you light. Well, in short, you have capacity to be saved. You have power to be saved. You have capacity to walk away, and you have power to walk away. And you will find people. It's possible to find people who will believe you and who will help you. Especially when you not like a crazy ex trying to harm the person who harmed you, because don't try to become the way he is or she is. It's not it's not elegant. It's not elegant, and it's not gonna help you. You can tell, you can talk, you can tell to people about what happened, but don't try to harm person the way the person harmed you. And otherwise other people will say only one thing, that you were worth each other, that you have to be together with your abuser because you act in crazy, the same crazy way. So have evidence. Walk away as fast as soon as you can when you see an opportunity to walk away, even if you love, but it's not love. There's no love, really. It's kind of an addiction. It's painful, but it's gonna get better. Walk away, say the truth, don't try to change the facts. Have evidence. Have evidence. And learn as much information as you can about this. Because the more information you know, the better you are. The better situation you're gonna be at, because you gonna know what you want and what you don't want. And when you know what you don't want, you're not gonna go into that situation. You're gonna be nice with this person who is trying to drag you back into the situation, because it can be a new person. Because when you're not healed, most probably you're gonna get into another narcissistic relationships, and you don't want that. We don't want that. We have to be careful. So thank you for being here. Like, subscribe, everything, and see you very, very soon.